The first Sunday in Advent. Happy Advent, everybody. What in the world does Advent mean? It's the 4 Sundays before Christmas where we prepare for our hearts for the birth of Christ, right? The birth of Jesus, celebrating the birth of Jesus as a baby. Well, what are we waiting for? Are we really waiting to celebrate the birth of little baby Jesus? That happened 2,000 years ago. So what is it that we're really waiting for, preparing for, wanting to come to us again? I think it's preparing ourselves for experiencing the birth of God in our lives more and more and more. So what are we waiting for? God is already here. God is in our midst. I think we're the ones, you see, we don't have to wake God up. God's already here, active, alive, underneath of the everlasting arms. We have life in God. All of life is God. We're living in God. In God we live and move and have our being. God's not asleep, but we are. So perhaps God is waiting for us to wake up, that we are the ones who have fallen asleep in the manger. We're the ones who are sleeping. I'm the one who is asleep. And this Christian journey, this Christian life, this life of faith is about a constant waking up to the presence of God in our midst, in our lives, within us. The kingdom of God is already here, within, present, now, and within. God is already here. Jesus has given us the beautiful gift of seeing what God is like and knowing God personally and is active and alive here and now, right here and right now. So, how do we wake up? How do we do that? How do we wake up to the presence of God? That's something I think each of us has to figure out. I heard a quote that said, in the future or in spiritual formation, I'm going to get it wrong, all of us become mystics or nothing at all. So I think the mystics are the ones who can be waked up all day long. And I'm working on it, huh? To live in the presence and the experience of God all day long. So how will you do that? Let me know. Shoot me something in the message or an email or something. Let me know how you're going to wake up to God's presence. You know, I was reading something the other day that the sun is 93, I don't know how many miles away, million miles away, and it takes 8 minutes and 20 seconds for a light beam to get to us from the sun and traveling at the speed of light, whatever. You see, we live in the sun and we're not awake to it. How often do we take the sun for granted? Maybe not during these dark winter months, but how often? We live in the light of God. The joy, the love, the joy, the peace, the light of God, we live in it. We move and have our being, but we're totally unaware. All of God's good gifts and good graces with each breath and each moment. So this Advent is learning how to wake up. And even today, celebrating the presence of God in our midst, in our lives, in our minds, in our hearts, in our souls. Amazing. So let me know how you're going to wake up. I'm going to try to remember God on the hour, each hour, and that's a tall order. But thanking God for his presence, remembering how he's been with me, answering prayers in the past hour, and will be with me in answering and responding and loving me in the next hour. So that's the one I'll give a shot at, and I'll fail miserably. What's your wake-up call, and how will you try to wake up? Well, blah, 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 huh? Take what's helpful, leave the rest. Until next time, may you live all the days of your life.